Someone is recalling a name they know very well. A person is described as uncontrollable, holding their head in distress. The person is a swordmaster, trapped in their room, screaming in frustration. The swordmaster appears lost in thought, holding a flower, described as a man out of his mind. We see Count Perdian's eldest son, Ghislain Perdium, slumped on a throne, surrounded by chaos. A voice questions how the best knight of the north could be defeated. A bloodied warrior is in disbelief, having been defeated by someone they consider inferior. A cloaked figure taunts the defeated warrior, mentioning the cost of the trap that ensnared them. A menacing figure stands before a wall of flames, holding a large weapon. The cloaked figure mockingly asks if the defeated warrior likes the situation. The defeated warrior realizes the cloaked figure is Ghislain and questions how they knew of the trap. The cloaked figure approaches, saying it wasn't just the trap they knew about. The figure reveals they knew about the entire plan. They continue, explaining they were aware of the number of enemies and their spies. The figure knew all the details, including who helped with reinforcements. The cloaked figure confidently states they knew everything from the start. The defeated warrior is shocked, insisting they were a hidden ace. In rage and disbelief, the warrior questions how the cloaked figure could have dared to defeat them. The cloaked figure delivers a powerful blow to the warrior. Standing over the defeated warrior, the cloaked figure commands them to be silent. The cloaked figure declares they will win every war, no matter how many invasions occur. With confidence, they reveal they have all the plans. Flashback to a year ago in the Luthania kingdom near the Perdian estate. A person wakes up in shock, questioning what just happened. They realize they are alive, breathing heavily in disbelief. Confused, they recall being in a dire situation just moments ago. A sudden explosion occurs, adding to the chaos. Weapons and debris fly through the air in a chaotic scene. A bloodied character expresses frustration and pain. Another character is shown in agony, bloodied and defeated. A warrior reflects on their end, acknowledging Ghislain Perdium as a formidable opponent. The war is declared over by Idun, one of the continent's top knights. Idun asks for any last words, but the defeated warrior has none, lamenting their unfulfilled revenge. Ghislain Perdium, bloodied, is called a sickening bastard by his opponent. Idun comments on the arrogance of their opponent. Idun is surprised to learn about the opponent's past, mentioning their family history. The opponent questions how Idun knows so much despite being from a different kingdom. Idun reveals they worked hard to track the opponent down. Idun explains they collaborated with the Delphine household to bring down the opponent's family. The opponent is shocked by the revelation, exclaiming "we" in disbelief. The character is shocked to learn there were others involved besides Duke Delphine's household. Idun tells the character to accept their fate, as further explanation is pointless. The character, filled with rage, vows never to forgive Idun. Idun responds with a simple "okay," seemingly unfazed. The character recalls being decapitated at that moment. Yet, they find themselves alive, questioning the reality of the situation. The character wonders if it was all a hallucination, noticing they are their younger self. They speculate about being used as a lab rat and vow revenge on those who kept them alive. Someone calls out to the young master, catching the character's attention. Perdian's soldier, Ricardo, enters, asking the young master to come out, knowing they are awake. Ricardo looks serious, holding a sword. He threatens to let someone live if they answer his questions. The threat is uncertain, as he adds, or maybe not. Someone nervously addresses the young master. The young master is accused of crossing the line, insisting a no is a no. The young master is confused, wondering why Ricardo is reacting this way. Ricardo explains the young master tired themselves out and fell asleep. Ricardo reminds the young master of their tantrum about leading a raid on orcs. The young master is surprised, questioning, "The orcs?" The young master is in disbelief about the tantrum, while Ricardo tells them to get ready as people are waiting. The young master is confused, asking where they are going. Ricardo responds that they are heading to the Perdian estate. The young master is shocked, exclaiming, "What?" In disbelief, the young master demands Ricardo to repeat himself. The young master questions if they mean the fallen Perdian estate. The young master looks out over a village, seeing the estate in the distance. They confirm it's the Perdian estate, confused as to why it's intact. Ricardo questions if the young master had a nightmare, warning about calling the estate fallen. The young master wonders if they are dreaming, pinching themselves. Realizing they aren't dreaming, the young master is perplexed. The young master sees a younger face and the estate in its original state. They realize something significant, thinking, that means... The revelation hits. I traveled back to the past. The young master recalls their younger self resenting the household. Their immaturity and feelings of inferiority led to trouble and isolation. Unable to handle criticism, they ran away from home. Several years later, they became a mercenary, surviving battles and building a reputation. Returning to Perdium to make amends, they found their household destroyed. The realization sinks in, I lost everything. The young master realizes everything is still intact. They look at the flag, feeling a sense of hope. All the people they care about are still present. Overwhelmed with emotion, they want to sing in joy. But they remind themselves it's too early to celebrate. They recall the mission to raid the orcs, a day they can't forget. This day is significant. It's the day most of the raid squad will die. And in their past life, they joined the raid to prove themselves, thinking there were only 3 orcs. But upon arrival, they found more than 20 orcs. The young master reflects on past mistakes, where stubbornness led to many deaths. They believe the orcs can be defeated, but worry about earning the squad's trust. The young master looks determined, ready to face the challenge. A sudden attack occurs, catching everyone off guard. Soldiers shout in alarm as the orcs appear. The orcs charge into battle, causing chaos. The young master is surprised by the orcs' quick arrival, questioning if it happened this fast before. The battlefield is filled with orcs and chaos. A command is given to get into formation. Raid Squad Commander Scoven urges everyone to stay calm and get into defense formation. An orc attacks, sending soldiers flying. Commander Scoven realizes they were ambushed and outnumbered. A soldier urgently calls out to the commander. The soldier warns the commander of an orc attacking from behind. A large impact occurs, causing destruction. The young master reaches out to the commander. The young master pulls the commander away from danger. The commander is surprised by the young master's actions. The commander questions, young master, in disbelief. An orc grips a weapon tightly, ready to strike. The young master faces off against an orc, blood splattering from the battle. Commander Scovan is shocked by the unfolding events. Soldiers watch in disbelief at the young master's actions. An orc roars in pain and anger. The young master stands firm as the orc attacks. The young master regrets not returning to the past sooner, unable to use mana. The young master addresses the commander, confirming his identity. The young master demands something, saying, "Give it." The commander is confused, responding with, "Sorry?" The young master asserts they want the commander rights. A young man confidently demands the right to command from an older armored man, setting the stage for a tense confrontation. The older man is shocked by the request, thinking it's reckless to ask for command when soldiers' lives are at stake. The older man refuses the request, leaving the young man surprised and questioning his decision. The older man insists that authority isn't a game and can't be given up easily, even to the young master. The young man is frustrated, acknowledging that he might react the same way if someone else made such a bold request. A massive red-skinned creature charges at them, escalating the situation into a dangerous battle. The older man orders the young man to fall back, claiming he's too inexperienced to lead the troops. The young man reluctantly accepts the situation, realizing he has no choice but to comply. The young man swiftly moves into action, showing his determination despite the older man's orders. The older man angrily confronts the young man, demanding to know what he's doing, as tensions rise further. The older man is visibly shocked and sweating, reacting to something unexpected. He expresses confusion, trying to comprehend the situation with a surprised, "Huh." A dramatic scene unfolds as a sword pierces through the head of the red-skinned creature. The creature lets out a pained scream, indicating it's been critically hit. The sword is deeply embedded in the creature, showing the impact of the attack. The older man is bewildered, questioning how the young man managed to hit the creature's weak spot. The young man addresses the older man, asking if he knows the most important thing in battle. The scene shifts to more red-skinned creatures, creating a sense of looming danger. A thought bubble reveals the belief that there's no hope in winning if the troops are filled with fear. The young man declares they need to gain momentum, showing determination and leadership. The young man charges forward, taking down a red-skinned creature with a swift strike. He leaps into the air, ready to attack a group of creatures below with determination. The young man lands a powerful blow on a creature, showing his fierce combat skills. The older man is in disbelief, sweating and wide-eyed at the young man's prowess. The young man boldly challenges the orcs, gripping his sword with confidence. He declares his intent to defeat all the orcs, rallying himself for the battle. Surrounded by orcs, the young man stands ready, undeterred by their numbers. In a flurry of action, the young man skillfully cuts through the orcs, showcasing his agility. The older man is stunned, questioning if he's dreaming as he witnesses the young man's feats. The older man reflects on his own limitations, amazed at how the young master is handling the situation. The young man appears tired, but the older man can see his determination despite the fatigue. A dramatic pause with the word "however" suggests a turning point or realization. The young man skillfully dodges attacks with minimal movement, showcasing his agility. He uses precise swordsmanship to strike at the creature's weak spots, demonstrating his expertise. The text describes him as a manaless swordmaster, highlighting his exceptional skills. The older man is in awe, considering the young man might be something even greater. The young man taunts his opponents, claiming he's not even warmed up yet. He criticizes the creatures for not living up to their reputation as a warrior species. Observers note that all the creatures are charging at the young master, questioning his actions. The soldiers call out to their commander, concerned about the unfolding situation. The older man is puzzled and concerned, questioning the young man's intentions. The young man draws the orc's attention, but now seems to be running away, raising questions. A view reveals the landscape ahead, showing the edge of a cliff in the direction he's heading. The older man realizes the potential danger, exclaiming about the cliff. He begins to understand the young man's plan, expressing disbelief. The older man orders the troops to raise a shield wall, preparing for the next move. He decides to follow the young man's lead, acknowledging his strategy. The young man continues to lead the orcs, maintaining his pace and focus. The young man addresses Skovan, hinting at his strategic plan and testing his command skills. He admits his stamina limits him from taking on all the orcs alone, despite his preference to do so. The young man believes the situation is manageable for Skovan, despite his own limitations. The orcs charge forward, unaware of the impending strategy against them. The orcs are caught off guard, realizing something unexpected is happening. The troops form a solid shield wall, ready to execute the plan. The young man smirks, confident that everything is going according to plan. He leaps towards the cliff, leading the orcs into a trap. In midair, he signals the timing for the next move with a commanding "now." The older man shouts to the troops, ready to execute the final part of the plan. The troops push the orcs off the cliff, turning the tide of the battle. The orcs are overwhelmed and pushed back, the strategy proving successful. The older man and a soldier shout in unison, their voices filled with urgency and determination. The orcs are seen falling off the cliff, the plan successfully executed. The orcs plummet down, unable to stop their descent. A dramatic impact as the orcs hit the ground below, sealing their defeat. The soldiers celebrate their victory, relieved and proud of their success. The older man calls out for the young master, concerned for his safety. The young master is seen hanging onto the cliff's edge, gripping his sword tightly. Despite his precarious position, the young master looks determined and unfazed. The older man is speechless, processing the intense events that just unfolded. A close-up of the older man's eyes, showing his deep contemplation and realization. The older man reaches out to the young master, urging him to grab his hand for safety. The young master struggles to hold on to his sword, expressing that he can't reach. The older man encourages him to hold on, determined to help him up. The older man looks intensely focused and worried, aware of the gravity of the situation. A shout for the young master echoes, filled with urgency and concern. A voice softly calls out "Opa," indicating a personal connection. A mysterious figure addresses the young master as Ghislain Opa, adding intrigue. The young master, Ghislain, is surprised and confused, recognizing the name Elena. Fragments of memories or visions float around, showing emotional and personal moments. Ghislain stands alone, reaching out, possibly trying to connect with the visions or memories. Ghislain reflects on the memories of Elena, realizing their significance. He is suddenly grabbed and called Opa, indicating urgency and familiarity. A young girl, possibly Elena, urges him to go together, showing determination. Ghislain wakes up in bed, looking surprised and disoriented. The scene shows Ghislain lying in bed, recovering from his ordeal. He acknowledges being alive, grateful for being saved. Ghislain questions if what he experienced was a dream, feeling uncertain. He suddenly feels a sharp pain, reacting with surprise and discomfort. Ghislain realizes his body hurts from pushing himself to the limit, but it reassures him of being alive. A figure enters the room, addressing Ghislain as Master, indicating concern and attention. A woman named Belinda enters the room, relieved to see Ghislain awake. Ghislain recognizes her, surprised, and calls her name, Belinda. Belinda expresses her worry and scolds Ghislain for not letting the soldiers handle the orcs. Ghislain embraces Belinda, showing his relief and gratitude. Belinda is confused by the hug, asking if she did something wrong, but Ghislain reassures her. Ghislain reflects on Belinda being his personal tutor and her unwavering support since childhood. He recalls losing contact with her after his family fell into ruin and she went missing. Ghislain never expected to see Belinda again, especially in this way. Belinda questions why Ghislain is so happy, noting they see each other every day. Ghislain realizes he needs to tell Belinda the truth, indicating a significant revelation is coming. Ghislain urgently tells Belinda about an impending catastrophe in Perdium. He prepares to reveal a significant truth, building suspense. Ghislain confesses that he died and came back to life, shocking Belinda. Belinda responds playfully, not taking his claim seriously. Ghislain insists on the seriousness of the situation, warning Belinda of danger. Belinda doesn't believe Ghislain, leading him to doubt his approach. Belinda questions Ghislain's actions, concerned about his ability to attend a festival. Ghislain is puzzled by the mention of a festival, indicating a lapse in memory. Belinda reminds him that Lady Elena has been waiting to attend the festival with him. A photo suggests the festival is an opportunity for Ghislain and Elena to reconnect. Ghislain recalls a festival that happens annually around this time. He looks at a photograph, acknowledging the memory with a yeah, indicating reflection. Ghislain remembers not having time for festivals in his past life due to trauma. He asks Belinda how long until the festival, and she tells him it's in a week. Ghislain repeats, week, contemplating the significance of the upcoming time. He reflects on a day that changed his life, with someone asking if he's inside. The haunting memory continues to affect him deeply. A young girl, likely Elena, pleads with Ghislain to go with her, showing urgency. A foreboding statement reveals that Elena will die in 1 week, adding tension to the narrative. A young man embraces a surprised girl tightly, creating a tense and unexpected moment. A girl with striking pink eyes looks on in shock, clearly taken aback by what she's witnessing. The girl in the embrace questions the young man, asking what's wrong with him and what kind of prank he's pulling. The young man softly admits that he missed her, revealing a deeper emotional layer to his actions. The girl pushes the young man away, exclaiming that he's creeping her out, while another girl watches the scene unfold. The young man, now on the floor, is amazed by the girl's strength, wondering if she's always been this strong. The girl confronts the young man, questioning his intentions and mentioning that someone named Belinda asked her to be there. The young man angrily recalls telling the girl to leave him alone, expressing disgust at her presence. The girl stands with a stern expression, while the young man is shocked to realize he said such harsh words. The young man reflects on his past behavior, admitting he wasn't close with the girl and apologizing for being a complete piece of shit. The two girls are surprised by the young man's apology, questioning if he hit his head. The young man insists he defeated them all, while the girls remain skeptical, implying he might have been hit. The young man experiences a sudden surge of energy, looking shocked and confused. The girl sarcastically comments on the young man's claim, reminding him he returned unconscious. The two girls share a moment of laughter, lightening the mood after the tense situation. The young man stands up, looking contemplative and a bit relieved. He reflects on how everyone is just as he remembers them, with a hint of nostalgia. He questions why his past self wasted so much time on useless things, showing regret. He recalls rejecting Elena's offer to attend a festival, using the raid squad events as an excuse. He remembers that was the last time he saw her, with a sense of loss and sadness. A tragic revelation. Elena's body was found shredded along with her bodyguards. The young man is filled with regret, wishing he had been with her. The group stands outside a door, and one of them asks if they can head inside. Two bodyguards, Jamal and Philip, greet Miss Elena, indicating their presence. The group discusses an incident, and the bodyguards apologize for being inside, explaining they were asked to oversee festival supplies. The young man questions why Elena was asked to oversee the work, showing his confusion. A girl explains that the young man wouldn't know because he lazes around, hinting at a shortage of workers. The young man reflects on his past indifference to such matters, realizing he was unaware of the worker shortage. Determined to change, the young man offers to help as well, showing his willingness to be involved. A girl looks surprised, possibly at the young man's unexpected offer to help. The girls are surprised by the young man's offer to help, questioning if he really got hit in the head. A bustling market scene unfolds, with people moving about and various stalls set up. The young man insists on helping, but others tell him to go away, fearing his presence will scare people. He questions if this is how they treat someone who wants to help, while being told to stay out of trouble. He recalls that Elena's body was found near the slums, far from the festival grounds, suspecting foul play. Determined to prevent further tragedy, he realizes he needs to understand the castle's layout. A sudden commotion occurs as someone calls out to his lane, causing the young man to react. The young man is struck by recognition, focusing on a face he sees. An older man, Fergus, appears, and the young man expresses relief at seeing him well. Fergus is praised for his loyalty, having rushed over upon hearing news about the orcs. But the young man wants to change the subject. The young man is acting strangely, and the girl asks Fergus to take him back to his room. The young man resigns to the situation, deciding to learn more about the castle in the coming week. He asks Fergus about an abandoned training field in the castle, expressing a desire to go there. With determination, he states his intention to train. Fergus looks surprised by the young man's request. Fergus agrees to show the way, leading to a tall building. The young man is surprised by what he sees. Inside, the training area is in much better condition than expected, impressing the young man. He finds the location perfect for training, noting he never saw anything like it as a mercenary. Fergus explains they maintained the facilities in case the young man wished to use them. Fergus reassures the young man, suggesting what he's going through is just a phase. The young man wonders if Fergus knew something in his past life. He reflects on past events, trying to piece together what happened. The young man tells Fergus he needs to live a long life, hinting at his past experiences with death. He claims he died and was resurrected, but Fergus dismisses it as tomfoolery. The young man decides to start training, telling Fergus he can head back. He reflects on how he treated everyone like enemies, realizing his short-sightedness. He acknowledges his past mistakes, understanding he was short-sighted. The young man contemplates the upcoming week, preparing for what's ahead. He recalls that Elena's death was orchestrated by a lord from a neighboring territory. The aftermath of Elena's death led to a war that caused Perdium's downfall. Elena's death marked the beginning of their house's decline. The young man realizes he needs to take action. Determined, he decides to set things straight from this point forward. He acknowledges the need to improve his physique, despite limited time. He resolves to at least gain control over mana. Mana is described as a supernatural resource that helps humans surpass their limits. He recalls being able to sense and absorb mana even amidst chaos on the battlefield. He understands he must connect the mana particles in the air. He plans to gather and control mana as if spinning a spool. The young man, experienced in countless battles, finds creating a mana core easy. He reflects that being part of the strongest 7 required more than just creating a mana core. He recalls using a method from a half-burned magic book he found. Combining this method with the natural mana core of humans, he can enhance his abilities. He realizes he can create multiple mana cores, increasing his power. By connecting multiple cores, he aims to generate an explosive force. The strain of creating multiple cores takes a toll, causing him to cough up blood. He acknowledges that 3 cores are his current limit, though he reached 5 in his past life. This method allows for quick explosive power but demands a large amount of mana. He recalls losing to Idun in his past life due to running out of mana, believing he could have won if it were a fair fight. Despite the instability of his technique, the young man feels confident with his youthful body and time on his side. He vows to defeat Idun this time, showing determination. He envisions himself confronting his enemies, declaring his intent to destroy them all. 1 week later, the day of the festival arrives. The young man tightens his belt, preparing for the day. He secures his gear, ready for action. Walking through the festival, he appears focused and determined. A girl looks surprised, possibly recognizing him. The girl expresses surprise at his attendance, noting he usually avoids such events. She comments on his recent odd behavior, mentioning his week of intense training. The young man defends his training, questioning why it's wrong for a knight family's heir to train. The girl reminds him of his past complaints about his father and his desire to be the lord. She expresses contentment with the current situation, laughing. She observes that the young man seems to have returned to his old self. The young man looks contemplative, processing her words. He reflects on realizations from the past week. He notes that his actions have begun to change his reception and the future. He considers how the general flow of events might remain, but small actions can have unpredictable impacts. He acknowledges the importance of using future knowledge wisely. Determined, he resolves to respond effectively to each situation. The young man feels ready, having completed his preparations. He and the girl interact with a vendor, possibly buying food. They run together, enjoying the festival atmosphere. The girl expresses enjoyment, saying it was fun. She finds the festival repetitive and wonders if there's anything new this year. The young man reflects on the uneventful festival, questioning if it's because he's with Elena. He suggests checking out other areas, looking for more excitement. A friend mentions new events elsewhere, inviting them to explore. The girl, excited, hopes the new events will be fun. The young man realizes something about 2 individuals, hinting at a revelation. The young man identifies 2 individuals as the traitors of their house, revealing a betrayal. Meet Elena's escort knights, Jamal and Philip. They're lifting her up joyfully, showcasing their close bond. These knights have been her protectors since childhood, trusted and loyal. In a twist of fate, it's revealed that in a past life, these knights were murdered while protecting Elena. A dark shadow looms over their loyalty. Elena, with a determined expression, realizes something crucial. She acknowledges, "So it was you two," hinting at a revelation about the knights. The atmosphere turns tense as Elena accuses them of being the traitors of our house. The knights look shocked, caught in a moment of betrayal. The group arrives at a new location. One of the knights enthusiastically announces, "We're here!" as they lead Elena and another companion through a dimly lit street. They find themselves in an empty cobblestone square. The silence is palpable, and the group pauses, unsure of what to expect next. Elena is skeptical, questioning the location. "What is this? There's nothing here," she says, doubting the promise of a performance in such a place. The knight seems uncertain, admitting they might not be ready yet. The knight reassures Elena, "I think people will be here soon." But Elena is unconvinced, retorting, "Don't make me laugh. Would you want to perform in a place like this?" The tension is evident as they wait. A close-up of the blonde companion shows him thinking. As expected, his expression suggests he anticipated this situation. The narrative hints at a deeper mystery, stating this may seem like a simple, deserted street at first sight, suggesting there's more beneath the surface. The scene reveals obstacles strategically placed, blocking any escape routes. It's clear that someone has prepared for this moment. The blonde companion realizes they must have made preparations in advance, but is interrupted by a call to action. "Let's go, big bro." One of the knights suggests, "Young lady, don't you think we should see the show at least since we're here anyway?" But Elena refuses. "No thanks. I'm not going to watch a show in a place like this." Elena questions the blonde companion. "Do you work out or something? Why are you so strong?" He seems surprised by her comment. Elena, determined, pushes forward, exclaiming, "Young lady." Her strength surprises the knight, who reacts with an ack. A tense moment, as one of the knights, looking worried, suggests, "Let's wait a little more." His expression is filled with anxiety. Elena, concerned, calls out, "Philip." Her expression shows worry and confusion. Elena notices something off. You guys are acting strange." She demands, "What's the matter with you today?" as the knights behave unusually. One knight, trying to calm the situation, says, "Oh my, I didn't mean to scare you," showing a moment of regret. The knight's demeanor shifts as he explains, "It's just that a reasonable request came in." His expression turns unsettling, hinting at hidden motives. Elena is shocked and confused, exclaiming, "Ah, request?" Her expression shows disbelief and concern. The group is approached by a mysterious figure, creating a sense of impending confrontation. A man in a wide-brimmed hat and trench coat, flanked by two hooded figures, walks confidently towards them. The man in the hat compliments, "As expected, your work process is clean," indicating a sinister collaboration. The knight confirms, "Of course, we've brought the young lady as promised, so let's end the deal here." The situation is tense as they discuss terms. The man in the hat notices something unexpected. Isn't that the eldest son of the Perdium?" He questions the knight's decision to bring him. The blonde companion stands protectively beside Elena, both looking wary and tense. The knight, with a sinister grin, says, "I'll just hand him over for free. He followed us foolishly, not knowing this would be his graveyard." The blonde companion confronts Jamal. "Jamal, so you sold us out. Do you really think you can get away with this?" His accusation is direct and filled with betrayal. Jamal, unfazed, responds, "Why don't you start worrying about yourself first? All we have to do is run away to a faraway place." His demeanor is dismissive and confident. The scene shifts to a view of the land, with a castle in the distance. The dialogue reveals frustration with the impoverished land and the torment from barbarians. Jamal, with a smug expression, says, "I'm sure there are plenty of others leaving Perdium besides us anyway, no?" His confidence is unsettling. A confrontation unfolds as the blonde companion prepares to strike, while Jamal stands arrogantly, seemingly unfazed. Jamal is caught off guard, exclaiming, "Huh?" as he realizes the situation has turned against him. Elena and another knight are shocked, their expressions filled with surprise and fear. The man in the hat is also taken aback, his eyes wide with surprise at the unexpected turn of events. The blonde companion stands victorious, stating, "But at least they never sold us out." His resolve is clear as he stands over the fallen. With determination in his eyes, he asks, "Don't you think?" as blue energy swirls around him, emphasizing his power. Another knight, holding Elena, curses Jamal. "Jamal, that idiot. How could a knight lose to an amateur like that?" His frustration is evident. In a dramatic moment, a sword pierces through the knight, marking a decisive and shocking end to the confrontation. The knight, in disbelief, mutters, Impossible," as he faces his defeat, bloodied and shocked. The blonde companion stands protectively with Elena, a sword embedded in the ground, marking their victory. Two hooded figures question, "Are you sure that's the eldest son of Perdium?" doubting his combat abilities. The man in the hat confirms, "Judging by his appearance, I am not mistaken," acknowledging the unexpected skill of the young man. The narrative reveals, with attacks that used mana, highlighting the surprising power displayed. Elena clings to her brother, asking, Big bro, what's happening right now?" Her confusion and fear are evident. A close-up of the brother's face shows his silent determination as he processes the unfolding events. Elena, in a moment of panic, calls out, "Big Burr," as the situation intensifies. The brother gently tells Elena, "Take a little rest," as he ensures her safety amidst the chaos. With a piercing gaze, the brother acknowledges, "Thank you for doing the work for us, eldest son of Perdium," recognizing his unexpected role in the conflict. The man in the hat acknowledges the unexpected strength, saying, "You're much different than what I heard. We were planning on taking care of those two ourselves." He questions the young man's abilities, asking, "Have you been hiding your true skills?" with a curious expression. The young man, unfazed, responds, "And what does that matter to you?" as he readies his sword. He contemplates the situation, noting, "Three, huh?" as he assesses his opponents. The narrative highlights the threat. The two beside him are nothing, but the one in the middle exudes the amount of mana on a different level. Determined, the young man thinks, I have to end this quickly as he prepares for the confrontation. He boldly asks, let me ask you one thing. Whose request was this? The response is dismissive. Well, is there a need for the dead man to know that? Accepting the challenge, he says, I knew you wouldn't say it so easily. No matter. His resolve is unwavering. With confidence, he warns, you'll want to spill it soon enough anyway, as he grips his sword, ready for battle. The man in the hat instructs, no, capture him alive and break every limb in his body so that he can't help but go mad, revealing a cruel intent. The man in the hat coldly states, he has to writhe in pain for the shape to come out beautifully, revealing his cruel intentions. Two hooded figures charge forward, responding with yes, sir, as they prepare to attack the young man. The young man, focused and determined, grips a small object tightly, ready to counter the attack. He throws the object, revealing his quick reflexes and strategic thinking as he faces the attackers. One of the attackers realizes, a firecracker, as the object creates a distraction. The firecracker explodes, catching the attacker off guard and causing chaos. The young man seizes the opportunity, striking the attacker with precision and force. He swiftly takes down another attacker, who exclaims, a shallow trick, as he falls. The young man engages in a fierce sword fight, skillfully parrying the attacker's blows. A close-up of the young man's eye shows his intense focus and determination as he fights. The young man skillfully counters an attack, using his sword to deflect the enemy's strike with precision. He dodges another attack, showing agility and quick reflexes as he maneuvers around his opponent. With a swift motion, he lands a decisive blow on the attacker, demonstrating his combat prowess. The young man senses something, his expression alert as he prepares for the next move. A powerful attack is launched at him, but he remains focused, ready to respond. He narrowly avoids a sneak attack, turning to face the new threat with determination. The man in the hat is surprised, thinking, he managed to block my attack in that position? It was a perfect sneak attack, too. The young man swiftly retaliates, catching the attacker off guard with his speed and skill. In a dramatic clash, the young man faces off against the man in the hat, their swords meeting in a fierce battle. The man in the hat is struck, his expression one of shock, as the young man's attack lands successfully. The man's pipe is knocked away, indicating the force of the young man's attack. The young man is intensely focused, his eyes locked on his opponent as he prepares for another strike. A fierce sword clash ensues between the young man and the man in the hat, both displaying impressive skill. The man in the hat, surprised, admits, if I was lacking in mana, I would have been beheaded just now, acknowledging the close call. The young man wonders, how did he survive a strike to his neck? Did he focus his mana around his neck to reduce the damage? The man in the hat comments on the young man's skill. I have no clue how you learned such a strange swordsmanship at that age, but, with a menacing grin, the man in the hat declares, you shall die here, as he prepares for a final confrontation. A mysterious figure, wearing sunglasses and a hat, expresses surprise. He mentions that his superior mana saved him from a deadly attack. The figure is intrigued by the opponent's strange swordsmanship, questioning its origin while holding a glowing sword. With a burst of energy, the figure confidently declares that his opponent's weak mana is no match for him. The figure, with a menacing expression, threatens that his opponent will die in this battle. The opponent, unfazed, is seen smiling amidst the clash of swords, showing determination. The mysterious figure is shocked to see his opponent smiling during the intense fight. The two combatants are locked in a fierce sword fight, moving swiftly across the battlefield. The opponent skillfully dodges an attack, countering with a powerful move that surprises the mysterious figure. Both fighters are momentarily separated, catching their breath as they prepare for the next round. The mysterious figure, slightly battered, adjusts his hat and reminds his opponent that their mana is insufficient to defeat him. The mysterious figure is visibly injured, bloodied, but still determined as he grits his teeth. Suddenly, the figure coughs up blood, surprised by the unexpected impact of the attack. Confused and alarmed, he questions how his opponent's attack could be so powerful, doubting his own defenses. The opponent reveals a shocking truth about a hidden culprit behind Elena's death, catching the figure off guard. The opponent, surrounded by a powerful aura, acknowledges the figure's involvement, ready to confront him. With intense focus, the opponent unleashes his third core, preparing for a decisive move. The mysterious figure is shocked, questioning how his opponent managed to boost his mana so significantly. The opponent launches a swift and powerful attack, leaping towards the mysterious figure with determination. The mysterious figure is taken aback by the opponent's incredible speed, struggling to keep up. In a flurry of motion, the opponent executes a series of rapid attacks, overwhelming the mysterious figure. The opponent is focused and determined, preparing to deliver a powerful strike. In a swift motion, the opponent lands a direct hit on the mysterious figure, causing a shockwave. The mysterious figure struggles to block the relentless strikes, his hands going numb from the impact. He reflects on the limitations of mana, realizing the opponent's power is beyond normal expectations. Astonished, the mysterious figure admits he's never seen mana increase so explosively before. The opponent's transformation is shocking, as if he has become an entirely different person. The opponent skillfully dodges and counters, shattering the mysterious figure's defenses. The mysterious figure is overwhelmed, bloodied, and struggling to keep up with the relentless assault. The opponent, with fierce determination, closes in for another decisive attack. In a final clash, the opponent and the mysterious figure engage in a brutal, close-quarters battle. The mysterious figure cries out in pain, clearly overwhelmed by the opponent's attack. He struggles, bloodied and battered, as the opponent's relentless assault continues. The opponent, determined, suggests they finish their earlier conversation amidst the chaos. Confronting the mysterious figure, the opponent demands to know who orchestrated the events. Despite his injuries, the mysterious figure refuses to give up, clutching a weapon tightly. He vows to take someone important down with him, showing his desperation. In a final act of defiance, the mysterious figure attempts a last-ditch attack. The attack is fierce, but the opponent remains resolute, ready to counter. The opponent proposes a deal, trying to negotiate amidst the tension. With a fierce gaze, the opponent demands answers, promising to sheath his sword if the truth is revealed. The mysterious figure is immobilized by mana threads, bewildered by their sudden appearance. The opponent stands confidently, surrounded by a powerful aura, ready to strike. The opponent taunts, suggesting the mysterious figure should be able to heal himself. With a fierce look, the opponent threatens to destroy the mysterious figure's mana core. Shocked, the mysterious figure reacts to the threat with disbelief. The opponent moves in, ready to deliver a decisive blow to the mysterious figure. The mysterious figure is overwhelmed, realizing his defeat as his mana begins to break apart. In panic, he watches helplessly as his mana scatters, losing control. Desperate and alarmed, the mysterious figure warns about the dangers of mana backlash, fearing an explosion. The opponent dismisses the threat, implying that such concerns are for the unskilled. The opponent confidently states that he can handle the situation, showing determination. The mysterious figure realizes the opponent is serious and not bluffing, feeling the pressure. In a moment of panic, the mysterious figure fears for his life, realizing the danger he's in. Desperate, the mysterious figure reveals that Count Desmond is behind the plot. He explains that Count Desmond orchestrated the events to start a war between powerful families. The opponent acknowledges the revelation, confirming Count Desmond's involvement. Reflecting on past events, the opponent recalls how such schemes were handled by allied families. The opponent confronts the mysterious figure about his motive to kill Elena, receiving confirmation. The confrontation intensifies as the opponent holds the mysterious figure accountable. The mysterious figure is confused and alarmed, realizing the situation is not going as he expected. The opponent taunts the mysterious figure, pointing out his fear despite his past actions. The opponent lets out a sinister laugh, showing confidence and control. The mysterious figure claims that nothing will change even if he dies, having already set plans in motion. He predicts the downfall of Perdium due to the impending war, showing his resolve. The opponent, unfazed, prepares to reveal something important to the mysterious figure. The opponent declares he was reborn after dying, hinting at a second chance to change things. With determination, the opponent promises that this time, events will unfold differently. The mysterious figure screams in agony, overwhelmed by the opponent's power. A powerful beam shoots into the sky, signaling a dramatic turn of events. An explosion of light fills the scene, marking a climactic moment in the confrontation. The aftermath of the battle shows bodies lying on the ground, indicating a fierce struggle. A close-up of one of the fallen, breathing heavily, suggests they are still alive but gravely injured. The opponent, bloodied but resolute, stands amidst the chaos, reflecting on the battle. A young girl lies unconscious nearby, while the opponent stands in the background, sword in hand. A bloodied sword is embedded in the ground, symbolizing the end of the conflict. The opponent takes a deep breath, trying to regain composure after the intense fight. Suddenly, the opponent is taken aback by a sharp pain, indicating a new threat or realization. The opponent collapses to the ground, overwhelmed by the strain of the battle. Reflecting on his past, the opponent laments how exploding 3 cores was once easy for him as the Mercenary King. Determined not to give up, the opponent vows to keep fighting, refusing to fall in defeat. The opponent bursts into a room, finding it in disarray with bodies on the floor. Reflecting on past events, the opponent recalls another body found alongside Elena's, piecing together clues. A figure stands before a crest, suggesting a connection to a powerful family or organization. A wounded man shouts, identifying someone as the son of Degard, indicating a significant revelation. The opponent deduces that the victims were silenced and framed for Elena's murder. The opponent realizes that revealing this truth could change the course of the war. Determined to prevent further manipulation, the opponent decides to destroy the evidence. With resolve, the opponent vows not to let the enemy's plans succeed. A cloaked figure watches from a distance, observing the unfolding events in the burning town. The scene shows the town in chaos, with the cloaked figure remaining hidden, suggesting further intrigue. The scene opens with a stark statement: "It was a failure." This sets the tone for a tense and serious discussion. A group is gathered around a circular table discussing a failed mission. They express disbelief that their best knights, including someone named Frank, couldn't handle a single girl. A cloaked figure, looking distressed, begins to explain, stammering, "It was?" The cloaked figure reveals the reason for the failure. It was all because of Ghislain Perdium, indicating a significant obstacle. The group reacts with skepticism. One person questions, "Ghislain? That useless bastard of the North?" showing disbelief in the explanation. Another person challenges the excuse, stating that Ghislain is known to be unreliable and questions if he's being used as a scapegoat. The cloaked figure insists that Ghislain was not what they expected, saying he was completely different from the rumors. The narrative emphasizes the surprise. It was as if he was a completely different person, suggesting a drastic change in Ghislain. The cloaked figure pleads for another chance, arguing that they've already handled other matters and can start a territorial war. The group leader is furious, pointing out the failure to gather information on one kid and the setback it caused, questioning the request for another chance. A command rings out with urgency: "Eliminate him," indicating a decisive and aggressive action plan. The response is dismissive, "How noisy," suggesting annoyance or disdain towards the command. A figure is seen in a dark, mysterious setting, possibly observing or preparing for action. A simple affirmative response, "Yes," indicating agreement or readiness. A question is posed: "What kind of chance do you want?" challenging the cloaked figure's intentions. The cloaked figure declares with determination, "I will get rid of Ghislain Perdium," showing resolve to take action. A question arises: "How?" pressing for details on the plan. The cloaked figure reveals a strategy: "I will make a duel happen naturally. There's someone I have in mind," hinting at a calculated approach. Curiosity peaks with the question, "Who?" as others seek to know the identity of the person involved. The answer is revealed. His name is Rand Locke. He's famous as the Swordmaster. A formidable figure is introduced, known for his skills and strength. A confident statement is made: "I can confidently tell you that there is no one in the North who is a match for his strength." This highlights Rand Locke's formidable power. The cloaked figure adds that Kane is Ghislain's cousin, suggesting that their meeting won't be forced, implying a natural encounter. The group listens in silence, processing the information with a sense of anticipation. A warning is issued: "If you fail again." The stakes are high, and failure is not an option. The final warning is clear: there will be no next time. The pressure is intense, and success is crucial. A determined promise is made, "I won't disappoint you," showing resolve and commitment to the task. The scene shifts to Perdium Castle Training Hall, setting the stage for the next events. A knight approaches, addressing a young master, mentioning that it's approaching mealtime, indicating a routine moment. A burst of energy or light appears, suggesting something powerful or magical is happening. The knight reacts with surprise as the energy interacts with his sword, indicating an unexpected and possibly significant event. A powerful swing sends energy towards the knight, showcasing a display of skill and strength. A hand grips a sword tightly, indicating readiness and control over the weapon. A young man, satisfied with his actions, says, "All right, that should do." He seems confident in his abilities. The young man looks up, curious, as if sensing something or someone. He recognizes the knight, exclaiming, "Oh, old man Fergus." The knight apologizes for interrupting his training. Fergus, intrigued, asks, "How did you do that just now?" showing interest in the young man's technique. The young man casually responds, "This," as he holds the sword, indicating a demonstration is coming. He explains, "Mana thread. It's using mana like a string," revealing a magical technique. Reflecting on his past life, he recalls using this skill often, but now needs to adjust due to limited mana. He concludes that by making one thread, he can still use the skill effectively, despite having less mana. The young man is surprised by Fergus's comment, "I thought I had trained my mana for a long time, but I've never seen something like this." Fergus reflects on the young man's progress, noting that he didn't use mana before, and wonders how he developed this technique. The young man asks Fergus if he needed something, indicating a shift in the conversation. The young man casually mentions he just wanted to stop by to say something, prompting curiosity. He thanks Fergus for protecting the young lady, showing gratitude and respect. The young man is modest, saying, "You're thanking me? It was just something I should have done." The scene ends with a simple suggestion, "Let's go eat," indicating a return to normalcy. Time passes with the note, "A few days passed after that," indicating a transition. The festival was paused due to an incident involving a guard knight, adding tension to the narrative. A young girl expresses disbelief that others think she's lying about being saved by the young man, highlighting skepticism around the event. A group sits around a table, discussing whether to speak up. One suggests, "You should go say something to them," but another dismisses it, feeling they won't be believed. The conversation reveals that Jamal and Philip tried to take someone, confirming suspicions about their intentions. A simple statement, "Elena lived," indicating a significant outcome. The young man reflects on stopping a war, but acknowledges the persistence of his adversaries. He realizes he can't stop them alone forever and needs to build a military force. A maid enters the room, politely saying, "Excuse me," indicating a new development. The young man contemplates getting involved in politics to achieve his goals. A plate with a single piece of bread is shown, suggesting scarcity or simplicity. The young man looks surprised, possibly reacting to the meal or a realization. He questions Belinda about the meal, asking why they're having dessert first, highlighting their difficult situation. A loud demand echoes through the room, urging someone to come on out with urgency and frustration. A man shouts angrily, demanding compensation for the festival's cancellation, highlighting the community's unrest. A crowd gathers, chanting, "Compensate," repeatedly, showing their collective anger and demand for justice. The crowd accuses the people inside of being wealthy, demanding they come out, while someone inside pleads for calm. The young man, surprised by the commotion, asks, "What the hell's going on?" trying to understand the situation. Belinda, looking worried, admits she expected this reaction, indicating prior knowledge of the community's feelings. Belinda explains that the county relies on festival profits, and the cancellation has upset the merchants. She acknowledges the festival's abrupt end after one day, understanding why the people are upset. The young man, concerned, questions the severity of the county's situation, realizing the depth of the issue. He thinks to himself that the situation isn't good, and worries the crowd will become more aggressive if he doesn't act. The young man asks Fergus about the soldiers, suggesting they be sent to calm the crowd. Fergus responds with a smile, saying, "We don't have any," leaving the young man surprised. Fergus explains that most soldiers are dispatched for reconstruction after an orc raid. The young man realizes the soldiers are unavailable, expressing frustration. A map shows Perdium's constant war with northern barbarians and threats from the Forest of Monsters. The young man reflects on the dire situation, noting the lack of money and soldiers. He decides to talk to Belinda, indicating a plan or discussion is needed. He asks Belinda, who manages his money, to use it to calm the merchants. Belinda reveals there isn't any money, adding to the crisis. She reminds him that his allowance was cut off for spending excessively, explaining the financial issue. The young man realizes he's completely broke, questioning his financial situation. He asks Belinda to lend him money, but she admits she doesn't have any either. Sitting by the window, he reflects on their lack of resources, wondering what they have left. He acknowledges that without money, he can't act, even with future knowledge, and decides he needs funds first. He rushes off, pondering if there's anything on the estate that could help their situation. A servant urgently calls out to the young master, indicating an important matter. The young man, surprised by the servant's haste, asks what's going on. The servant, panicked, informs him that young Master Kane wishes to see him, indicating a problem. The young man is taken aback, questioning Kane as he processes the news. A man appears injured and exhausted, suggesting a recent conflict or struggle. A violent scene unfolds as a man is struck hard, blood splattering from the impact. A clenched fist, covered in blood, shows the intensity of the confrontation. The man, with a fierce expression, channels energy into his fist, ready to strike again. He struggles, bloodied and in pain, uttering a sound of distress. The young man stands over a fallen opponent, blood on his sword, indicating a decisive victory. The defeated man, lying on the ground, weakly acknowledges the young master. The young man looks on with a serious expression, processing the situation. He spots someone, saying, "There you are," with a focused gaze. A powerful figure stands ominously, shrouded in darkness, exuding a menacing presence. A man greets Ghislain with a sinister smile, suggesting familiarity and possible confrontation. The scene opens with a dramatic close-up of a character's eye as a voice declares the main character's arrival. A tense moment unfolds as a large, imposing figure towers over a smaller character, creating an atmosphere of confrontation. A character greets someone named Ghislain with a sinister smile, hinting at a past connection. Ghislain stands silently, processing the situation, and responds with a simple "ah," indicating recognition or realization. The character recalls a familiar face, suggesting a significant past encounter. The narrative reveals that the character is the heir of Loges County, with whom there is an alliance. The name Kane Laudes is revealed, adding weight to the unfolding story. A voiceover reflects on a past friendship, describing Kane as the only friend at that time. The reflection continues, revealing a complex relationship where Kane is both a friend and an enemy. The scene intensifies as Ghislain faces Kane, with a fallen figure between them, setting the stage for a confrontation. Ghislain asks Ricardo about the situation, and Ricardo hesitantly begins to explain. Ricardo reports that they responded to a disturbance at the tavern. He describes finding Kane with his escort knight, who questioned them about rumors concerning Ghislain. Commander Scovon explained the rumors to Kane, trying to clarify the situation. A tense moment occurs as someone is grabbed by the face, indicating a threat or confrontation. Kane accuses someone of lying before the heir of Loges, showing his authority and anger. Ricardo concludes his explanation, looking troubled by the events. Kane interrupts, insisting on the truth, and recounts exaggerated claims about Ghislain's actions. A character is shown injured, with Kane explaining it was a wake-up call to bring sense. Kane warns that the situation arose from lies, emphasizing the consequences of deceit. Ghislain stands silently, reflecting on the situation with a serious expression. He recalls how Kane always treated him as a subordinate, highlighting their strained relationship. Memories of Kane causing trouble in Perdium's surface, with Ghislain often left to deal with the aftermath. Despite the chaos, no one dared to look down on Kane, emphasizing his intimidating presence. Ghislain contrasts himself with Kane, feeling inferior and overshadowed by Kane's confidence. This sense of inferiority led to Ghislain facing more criticism, adding to his internal conflict. Kane stands silently observing Ghislain as tension fills the air. Kane notes Ghislain's unusual calmness, surprised he hasn't reacted to the provocation. A flashback begins, setting the scene in Lodge County some time ago. In the flashback, Kane is shocked by a suggestion to kill Ghislain, hinting at deeper plots. A mysterious figure promises support for the Lodge family if a task is completed, hinting at a dangerous alliance. Kane expresses doubt about eliminating Ghislain, acknowledging his status as an heir. A plan is proposed to lure Ghislain into a duel, disguising it as an accident between heirs. The cloaked figure emphasizes the rare opportunity, urging Kane to seize it. Kane reflects on the grim task of having to kill his own cousin, Ghislain. With determination, Kane decides to proceed with the plan immediately. Kane questions if the change in Ghislain is the reason for the plot against him. Kane contemplates his next move, a subtle smile forming as he considers the situation. Ghislain is questioned about his actions, appearing confused by the sudden attention. Kane demands something prepared for him, leaving Ghislain puzzled about what it could be. Kane suggests livening up the mood, reminiscing about past times with Ghislain. He questions Ghislain, calling him buddy and seeking agreement. Ghislain stands silently, processing Kane's words. Ghislain responds, realizing what Kane is referring to. He recalls how Kane always demanded alcohol and women, causing trouble. Ghislain reflects on how he complied to avoid conflict, but resents the wasted money. A memory surfaces of someone reminding Ghislain about financial support being cut off due to his spending. Ghislain appears thoughtful, considering the implications of his past actions. He realizes something important, noting it was there all along. Ghislain identifies his source of money, hinting at a newfound understanding or plan. Ghislain is called out, drawing his attention to the situation. Kane demands Ghislain to bring something, showing impatience. Kane agrees to bring what is needed, but Ghislain interrupts with a reminder. Ghislain asks Kane about a debt, hinting at unresolved issues. A cloaked figure looks on, puzzled by the conversation. Kane questions what debt Ghislain is referring to, appearing confused. Ghislain explains the debt, mentioning 1,000 gold, which surprises Kane. Kane argues that the expenses were a friendship fee, trying to justify the situation. Ghislain retorts, feeling used and demanding repayment. Ghislain threatens Kane, insisting on repayment and revealing his urgent need for money. The room is tense as onlookers watch the confrontation unfold. A character is shocked by Ghislain's bold words, questioning his intentions. A foot stomps down, signaling frustration or determination. Kane accuses Ghislain of acting bold due to leniency, challenging his newfound confidence. Kane belittles Ghislain, calling him a parasite and questioning his strength. Kane criticizes Ghislain, calling him a scoundrel and urging him to get himself together. Kane throws a punch at Ghislain, emphasizing his dominance. Ghislain stands with his head down, seemingly preparing for something. Kane's punch is about to connect, but Ghislain remains unfazed. Two characters react with surprise, indicating an unexpected turn of events. Kane launches a powerful punch at Ghislain, showing his aggression. The punch connects, and Ghislain is knocked back, but he remains defiant. Kane is shocked by Ghislain's resilience, expressing disbelief. Ghislain retaliates with a headbutt, catching Kane off guard. Kane smirks, seemingly unfazed by the attack, gripping Ghislain's hand. Ghislain looks determined, ready to continue the fight. Kane is knocked down, causing a commotion among the onlookers. A cloaked figure rushes to Kane's side, concerned for his well-being. Ghislain tells Kane to stop whining, knowing he blocked the attack. The cloaked figure warns Ghislain to stand back, questioning his actions. Onlookers are shocked, questioning if Ghislain just defeated Kane. Ghislain smirks, acknowledging the situation with a simple aha. He contemplates the unfolding events, ready to respond. Kane, with a sly grin, asks the cloaked figure about his acting. The cloaked figure praises Kane's performance, setting the stage for a duel. Kane sees this as a rare opportunity to gain support and make an impression. A flashback reveals a promise of support for the Lodge's family if the task succeeds. Kane decides it's the perfect time to cut off Perdium, viewing it as a weakening power. Kane accuses Ghislain of tarnishing nobility and challenges him to a duel. In a surprising move, Ghislain slaps Kane, escalating the tension. Ghislain boldly challenges Kane Lodges to a duel. Kane is taken aback by Ghislain's challenge, showing surprise. Ghislain accuses Kane of insulting him and tarnishing nobility, justifying the duel. A character reacts with shock, witnessing the escalating situation. Ghislain questions Kane, daring him to deny the accusations. Kane stands silently, contemplating his next move. Kane mocks Ghislain, calling him foolish for challenging him. Kane accepts the duel, gripping his weapon with determination. Kane warns Ghislain not to regret the duel, even if it leads to death. Ghislain calls out to Ricardo, who responds promptly, ready to assist. Ghislain instructs Ricardo to gather the protesting merchants in front of the castle. He confidently promises to make the merchants big money, hinting at a strategic plan. Welcome to the Regressed Mercenaries Machinations, where the story unfolds with unexpected twists and turns. The festival was suddenly cancelled, leaving the once lively atmosphere cold and empty. Tourists linger, filled with regret. These tourists are stuck in a state of incomplete combustion, unable to spend their money or time. In this situation, a new event could be just what they need to lift their spirits. A young man steps forward, capturing the crowd's attention with his presence. It's a duel between young Master Kane and Ghislain. The crowd buzzes with excitement, eager to see the showdown. A vendor shouts, "It's cheap, buy one and get one free," trying to catch the attention of passersby. Another vendor encourages people to take a look as they showcase their goods. A man calls out, now, bet your money here, line up here," as the crowd gathers around. People eagerly place their bets on young Master Kane, believing it's the safest choice. A sword strikes the ground with force, signaling the intensity of the upcoming duel. A character expresses anger, questioning how a sacred duel turned into a marketplace spectacle. The challenger warns, making it clear that his sword won't stop even if the opponent surrenders. The young man acknowledges the challenge with a calm, "Right." The opponent smirks, suggesting that the young man's intentions are clear. The young man announces that it's time to begin, as the crowd eagerly awaits. A mysterious figure watches the scene unfold, adding tension to the atmosphere. The figure doubts the legitimacy of the bets, questioning the fairness of the situation. The two onlookers react with surprise, unsure of what's happening. A man nervously admits that no one bet on Duke Ghislain, hinting at the crowd's bias. The young man remains silent, contemplating the situation. The crowd discusses the obvious outcome, doubting anyone would bet against young Master Kane. A character mocks, pointing out that even the marketplace is ignoring the opponent. A suggestion arises to change the bet to how long the opponent can endure against young Master Kane. A bag of money is slammed down, indicating a serious bet being placed. A determined individual declares, "I'll bet on Duke Ghislain." The young man smirks slightly, showing confidence. Another bag of money is placed down with force, adding to the stakes. Two characters express their desire to bet on their big brother, showing support. Two onlookers react with surprise and concern, unsure of the unfolding events. The young man is surprised by an unexpected turn of events. Someone in the crowd recognizes Lady Elena, causing a stir. Lady Elena confidently places her bet, despite being advised against it. A hooded figure turns, possibly reacting to the commotion. The opponent expresses frustration about the delay, feeling it's unnecessary. A voice commands, "Then, get ready," signaling the start of the duel. The opponent acknowledges his age, suggesting it would be odd for him to make the first move. The young man grips his sword, preparing for action. He raises his sword, ready to engage in the duel. With determination, the young man stands poised, his sword at the ready. The young man confidently challenges, "Come at me." The opponent remains silent, contemplating his next move. The young man taunts, suggesting it's too late for the opponent to act superior. The command to start echoes, signaling the beginning of the duel. The opponent makes a powerful move, striking the ground with force. The battle intensifies as the opponent launches a fierce attack. The young man narrowly dodges a close strike, showing his agility. The opponent taunts, claiming the young man has stooped too low to recover his dignity. The young man defends himself against a powerful swing, maintaining his stance. In a swift maneuver, the young man evades another attack, keeping the fight dynamic. The opponent launches a powerful attack, aiming directly at the young man. The force of the attack is immense, causing a massive impact on the ground. Spectators comment on young Master Kane's prowess, doubting the opponent's endurance. The opponent smirks confidently, believing in his advantage. The young man observes, thinking, "Look at this guy, huh?" Concerned onlookers urge action, worried about the unfolding duel. A hooded figure declares it's too late, claiming opponents are trapped once they face Kane. The opponent, overwhelmed by power, focuses solely on evasion, fearing counterattack. The narrative reveals that exhausted opponents eventually leave an opening and meet their end. It's revealed that Kane has always won by exhausting his opponents this way. The opponent acknowledges the young man's improved skills, calling him slippery. He reflects, makes sense, as he prepares for another attack. The opponent taunts, recalling the young man's past tendency to run away. With a determined humph, the opponent swings his weapon with force. The young man skillfully dodges, showing his agility and focus. The opponent launches the young man into the air with a powerful strike. Onlookers react with shock and concern, calling out to the young master. A hooded figure declares ominously, "It's over, Ghislain." The young man is sent flying, with the opponent shouting, "Die!" The young man regains his composure mid-air, preparing for his next move. The young man, upside down, admits he wanted to go easy on his opponent. He lands gracefully, ready to continue the fight with renewed determination. The opponent is shocked, eyes wide with surprise. The young man dodges swiftly, evading a powerful attack. The opponent looks on with disbelief at the young man's agility. A hooded figure realizes the young man stabilized himself by condensing mana into his legs. The young man exhales calmly, preparing for his next move. He criticizes the opponent's ignorant swordsmanship, questioning their overconfidence. With confidence, the young man declares, "Allow me to open your eyes." The opponent is visibly startled, realizing the young man's true potential. The opponent challenges the young man, questioning how he plans to prove himself. The young man swiftly moves, his footsteps echoing with determination. He dodges an attack, positioning himself strategically. With agility, the young man leaps over the opponent, evading another strike. In a flurry of movements, the young man executes a series of precise attacks. The opponent groans in pain, caught off guard by the young man's skill. The young man delivers a powerful kick, pushing the opponent back. He follows up with a decisive strike, maintaining his advantage. The young man focuses intensely, channeling his energy into his sword. Standing victorious, the young man looks down at the defeated opponent, showcasing his prowess. The young man gazes with determination, his expression calm and focused. The opponent kneels, wounded but still conscious, showing signs of defeat. The crowd watches in awe and disbelief, reacting to the unexpected turn of events. Spectators are shocked by Duke Ghislain's improvement, questioning the duel's outcome. Two characters express surprise and validation, one saying, "See?" An older man closes his eyes, possibly reflecting on the duel's outcome. A hooded figure looks intensely, processing the situation with wide eyes. The opponent realizes the wound is shallow, questioning if it was intentional. He struggles to comprehend the young man's advanced level of swordsmanship. The young man stands confidently, holding his sword as the opponent looks up at him. The young man looks on with a calm and composed expression. He tosses his sword aside, surprising the opponent. The young man comments on the skill gap, saying it won't provide enough entertainment. He declares confidently, "I'll be fighting barehanded from now on." The opponent reacts with shock and disbelief, exclaiming, "What?" The young man stands over the opponent, stating he intends to educate him. He finishes with determination, "With my bare knuckles." Young Lord Ghislain confidently proposes a barehanded fight to his opponent, Kane, offering a handicap since Kane excels in this type of combat. Ghislain raises the stakes, betting 2,000 gold on his victory, which is twice the initial amount. The crowd is shocked by the proposal of a bare-handed fight and the high stakes of 2,000 gold, questioning the nature of the duel. A hooded figure watches the scene with a tense expression, seemingly concerned about the unfolding events. The hooded figure reflects on Ghislain's bold challenge, considering it insanity, but feeling fortunate about the situation. The announcer calls for additional bets, declaring the event as a bare-handed fight between young Lord Ghislain and Kane. Spectators discuss their bets, with some considering it foolish to challenge Kane's sheer force, but others see potential in Ghislain. Ghislain stands determined, with some in the crowd choosing to bet on him, confident in his abilities. Kane laughs at the idea of a bare-handed fight, finding it amusing and underestimating Ghislain. Kane, holding a sword, mocks the idea of fighting without a weapon, showing his readiness to use it. Kane charges forward, his red cloak billowing behind him as he prepares to attack. Kane declares his intention to use the sword, emphasizing his advantage in the fight. A woman in the crowd shouts for Ghislain to pick up his sword too, expressing frustration at Kane's actions. Kane swings his sword with the intent to strike, the word die emphasizing his aggressive move. Ghislain remains calm, realizing he needs to knock some sense into Kane, preparing for the confrontation. Kane launches a powerful attack with his sword, aiming directly at Ghislain. Kane continues his assault, swinging his sword with force as Ghislain evades. Ghislain's quick footwork allows him to dodge Kane's attacks, showcasing his agility. Ghislain swiftly maneuvers around Kane, avoiding the sword strike with impressive speed. In a dramatic clash, Ghislain counters Kane's attack, landing a significant blow and turning the tide of the fight. Ghislain charges forward with determination, ready to strike a powerful blow. In a fierce exchange, Ghislain manages to land a critical hit on Kane, showcasing his strength. Kane is visibly impacted by the blow, bloodied and stunned. Kane drops to one knee, struggling to maintain his composure after Ghislain's attack. A shocked expression fills the air as someone exclaims, "What the?" Kane is bewildered by Ghislain's unexpected agility and skill, questioning how he can move so effectively. The crowd is impressed by Ghislain's performance, with some realizing he might actually win. Ghislain stands confidently, telling Kane to get up, as he hasn't even started yet. Kane grits his teeth in frustration, realizing the challenge he faces. Kane launches another attack, swinging his sword with full force toward Ghislain. Ghislain skillfully dodges Kane's attack, countering with precision. In a close encounter, Ghislain taunts Kane, pointing out his previous fear and submission. Ghislain continues to confront Kane, reminding him of his past deference. The battle intensifies as Ghislain and Kane grapple, each trying to overpower the other. Kane reveals his desperation, feeling the need to kill Ghislain to secure his family's future. A chaotic flurry of movement and attacks fills the scene as both fighters push their limits. Kane, bloodied and exhausted, questions why he's unable to defeat Ghislain. Ghislain firmly grips Kane's head, asserting his dominance in the fight. Ghislain expresses pity for Kane's father, acknowledging the burden Kane carries. Ghislain reveals that Count Loz, Kane's father, helped his family out of friendship, adding depth to their conflict. Ghislain reflects on how Kane's son had different intentions, hinting at a deeper conflict. Kane's face is bruised and bloodied, showing the toll of the fight. A flashback begins, showing a mansion with the text "a few years ago," indicating past events. Inside the mansion, a conversation reveals concerns about supporting Perdium despite their own struggles. A voice questions the decision to return to help Perdium so soon after a previous visit. A figure stands in a room, facing another person, setting the stage for a serious discussion. A close-up of a man's face shows his determination as he listens intently. A plea is made to a father, asking him not to leave, showing familial concern. The son questions his father's insistence on helping Perdium, despite opposition. The father remains silent, contemplating his son's words. The father finally responds, saying it's simply because they are friends, revealing his motivation. Kane's face is shown again, battered and exhausted from the fight. The father's words echo, stating there's no other reason for his actions. A powerful punch is delivered, emphasizing the intensity of the confrontation. Kane's face is shown in a moment of realization as the impact of the fight sinks in. A statement suggests that the experience should have been educational, hinting at a lesson learned. Kane's eye opens wide in surprise, indicating a moment of clarity. Ghislain extends a hand to Kane, telling him to get up, showing a gesture of respect. Kane looks up at Ghislain's outstretched hand, contemplating his next move. Kane bows his head, acknowledging the outcome of the duel and the respect shown by Ghislain. Kane admits his defeat to Ghislain, acknowledging the outcome of the duel. The crowd reacts with mixed emotions, some in disbelief and others in awe of the result. A triumphant announcement declares young Lord Ghislain as the winner. People in the crowd express their reactions, with some celebrating their winning bets and others lamenting their losses. Ghislain's supporters, including his sister, cheer excitedly for his victory. A hooded figure rushes towards Kane, clearly upset by the turn of events. The hooded figure confronts Kane, questioning his decision to admit defeat so easily. Kane tells the hooded figure to let go, indicating that he is done with the fight. The hooded figure is frustrated, calling Kane a weak little brat in anger. Ghislain approaches, catching the hooded figure's attention with a calm demeanor. Ghislain smiles, stating he has to do what he has to do, showing his resolve. The hooded figure is taken aback, questioning Ghislain's intentions. Ghislain announces to the crowd that Kane will pay for a feast for everyone, adding a humorous twist. The hooded figure is shocked by Ghislain's announcement, exclaiming in disbelief. The crowd reacts with excitement at the prospect of a feast, praising Ghislain. The hooded figure protests, demanding Ghislain withdraw his statement about the feast. The hooded figure is visibly stressed, realizing the implications of the situation. Ghislain explains that the feast is the price for losing the duel, ensuring it's not deducted from the bet. Ghislain reminds the hooded figure to add 2,000 gold to the original bet, asserting his victory. A menacing aura surrounds Ghislain as he warns the hooded figure about the consequences of running away. A close-up of a determined eye filled with intensity and resolve. Ghislain stands firm as Kane acknowledges his understanding of the situation. A grand castle is shown, setting the scene for the next part of the story. The narration indicates it's the next day in Ghislain's room, transitioning to a new scene. A dramatic moment as something is revealed with a loud noise, drawing attention. Ghislain is surprised as he opens a chest filled with gold, realizing the extent of his winnings. Ghislain contemplates the amount of money, considering hiring a mercenary corps. He reflects on the time it takes to grow money and the urgency of his plans. Ghislain is joined by his sister and a maid who seem curious about his next steps. Ghislain is caught off guard by their presence, asking what they want. His sister playfully asks how he plans to spend all the money he won. Ghislain offers to share the money, but his sister insists she's just curious. The maid hints that it's obvious where Ghislain will use the money, teasing him. She suggests that Ghislain plans to buy an expensive gift for Lady Amelia's birthday. The maid and sister tease Ghislain about being transparent and trying to impress his fiancée. A moment of silence follows, indicating Ghislain's surprise or contemplation. Ghislain is shocked to learn he has a fiancée, reacting with disbelief.